our next guest, one of the most iconic writers, directors of his generation. He's
Where?
A filmmaker.
Where?
I got a whole spiel, man.
Kubrick's here? Where?
He is
so happy
the
you're
man
here.
behind Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, and Dogma. And on a personal note, he's one of the few directors on the planet to invite me to his home, watch his movies early, and then drive me to another director's home. And it is a true story.
But he seems really, you know, down to earth and humble just from the little conversation we had.
A
little bit.
Kevin Smith, ladies and gentlemen, in town for Chronic Con. He's back.
I am.
Give it up.
Look, since it's a Fox show, my legs are on display.
Look at that. I mean, give the people what they
Check that out, Chicago. Look at this.
What
Hilarious.
they want.
You're right. I forgot. Like, Jake came over, and who else?
It was me and my buddy Kevin. You know, my buddy Sean.
And Sean.
Yeah.
And the podcast is, give it a plug.
Oh,
I don't know if
Real
it's still
Blend.
the Real Blend. So the Real Blend kids come over, and I show them like the earliest cut of Clerks 3. And then after they were done, they were like, "Hey man, do you know where Quentin lives?" And I was like, I do. He's not far from here. I actually know where his house is. And they're like, "We're going to take an Uber up there because they were going to go interview him next." And I was like, "Don't take an Uber. I'll just bring you up." So we were driving up, and they were like, "Are you going to come in and say hi?" And I was like, "I don't have that kind of relationship with him where if I just popped in the front gate with y'all." I think he might be like, "What is this? Like, what is going on here? These worlds colliding and stuff like that." But I was.
Wow, how'd you guys pull that up?
Whoa.
That is inside Kevin's house.
Proof that it happened.
Wow, that's inside Kevin's house.
That is such a delightful memory. And I pass Quentin's house all the time. And when I pass it, that's the most recent thing. I mean, there's only 2 other memories. I went to see Shaun of the Dead there, and then I went to screen Red State there for him and Michael Parks. That's the #1 memory. But every time I pass that place, I think of you kids, because I was like, I ferried the boys up there.
Yes, you did.
Dropped them off. And what did he say anything when you went inside?
Oh, yeah, I think he said like, why didn't Kevin come in?
I just think that would have been so weird. Like if he dropped somebody off in my house and he came in and says, "Hey man, it's cool. I just dropped them off." I'd be like, "What are you doing here?"
There's no protocol for when one of your favorite directors drops you in the front gate of another one of your. There's no life like experience. There's no book.
There is a pecking order though. Like a lesser director dropped you off to a better director. It never goes the other way.
You guys got started at the same time.
We did, and look where he is.
Oh,
thank you for illustrating that for all of Chicago. They're like, you could have been him, but instead you're Chronic Conning it.
Yeah, I do. Well, we got to talk about Chronic Con, which is such a great love letter to your relationship with your fans, which you've had since you got started. You have been, I know you make jokes about like being accessible, but there's something that we love about feeling like we can knock on your door and you'll answer, and that's what Chronic Con is all about.
Honestly, I feel like it's just something that always made sense to me. From the moment I got my foot in the door, like I was always more interested in what the person who paid money to watch something I made had to say. And back in the early days, unless you went to a public screening, you couldn't really find that out. The advent of the internet, when I first got on in like late '95, I was able to get in touch with somebody who literally bought a ticket on a Friday night, chose my dopey movie over somebody else's, and picked their brain. I was always most interested in those people. Like, they legitimized my dream. It's weird when you're outside of a thing and you believe in your heart and soul and head that you are that thing. And then you have to get the rest of the world to agree. I had people online, I didn't see them, I couldn't see their faces, they were college kids, but they agreed that you are the thing that you say that you are. So I gravitated more toward them. Even though critics were saying nice things, the audience like always held my heart. So I've always been very connected with the audience for years. Like my peers and actors I've worked with have been like, you spend a lot of time with the people who watch these movies. And now they call it something. Now it's called like direct to consumer, DTC. It has a term. And I was watching, scrolling through my TikTok, and I saw Lizzo, and Lizzo was sitting there telling all new artists, singers, and older artists, anyone, don't go for a record deal anymore. The system's broken. All you need to do is create a website, collect your fans there, and just deal directly with them. And as she prescribed it, I was getting ready to write it down because I was like, what is the secret? And it turned out the secret is the same nonsense I've been doing for years. Everyone else has come around to that way of thinking, which is like, never mind the middle person or the middle corporation. Direct to the audience is the best line of communication you have. When you're an artist, that's who you're working for. You know, you're not working for a big company. You're working for the general approval of people who come out and put up a few of their hard-earned bucks to see whatever drivel it is you're selling. So I've always been tight with the audience, and it took us decades to get to our own convention. We would go to cons all the time. I've been a regular San Diego Comic-Con goer since '94.
I've seen you speak there many times.
Many times. Thank you for going. You're always the one in the audience, empty. And there's the only other Kev that matters. So the only other, oh my good Lord.
You've been doing a lot. I'm there right there.
Jake, that matters.
I got you, man. I got
Thank you for that.
I got you.
So going to the event this weekend is everything. I get to be in touch with the folks who pay my salary, the true bosses, and also have fun. It is no skin off my ass to have a bunch of people be like, you're good at what you do, especially when if I go to the internet, they tell me the exact opposite.
But where do you find that humility? Because we've had a lot of people sit in these seats, actors, you know, performers, singers, and they're not humble like that. They're just not.
I think coming from New Jersey helps. Like, you know, when you grow up in New Jersey, you're growing up in the shadow of something far bigger than yourself. That's New York City. So you're always made to feel less than, and you always have to work hard. That's why every fourth person I meet in entertainment seems to be from New Jersey. Generally, people from New Jersey have to try harder, man. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I think also, like, before I became the thing I wanted to be, I got to watch other people go. And talking, you know, with erudition about their field makes sense for people who've done it a bunch. When I made Clerks, I only made one movie, and it looked like it was shot through a glass of milk. So the idea of getting up there and talking, waxing, you know, kind of smart about cinema didn't seem to fit. But I could get up there and be like, let me tell you the story how we got the cat to go to the bathroom on cue while we were making the movie. And telling funny stories about the process kept me humble. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no part of me that feels highfalutin about making art, especially the older I get. At 55, I understand, like, I'm rarefied breathing for over 3 decades now of being able to make pretend for a living. So there's no reason to be arrogant about that. All reason to be nothing but slobberingly grateful to everyone you meet. Here in Chicago, since I've been traveling for the last 2 days doing press, a number of people have been like, can we take pictures? And they're so sweet, like, can we? And like, I'm sorry to bother you. I was like, bother me? If you're asking me to take a picture, the plan is working. So like, this is what I need, thank you. And so yeah, there's never been any part of me that feels like arrogant about this stuff. I'm just so grateful to be here.
Well, it's happening this weekend. It's at Hyatt Regency in O'Hare.
O'Hare. Makes it so easy, man.
No, it's the easiest thing. It's the easiest place to been there. I went last year. What is the information, the website where people can
they could go to Chronic Con for real and get tickets right now. But we're celebrating Mallrats this year, so it's a big Mallrats year. Yeah, Jason Lee's there. Of course, Jason Mewes. He's everywhere I go. He's my shadow. Jeremy London. Michael Rooker is there, Joey Lauren Adams, Renee Humphrey. So the Mallrats crew